Hello, everybody. Welcome. Fantastic to be here, and really glad that you are, because I'll be just talking to myself, which would be a little bit stupid. So great to have you here, and welcome. No matter where you're listening, whether you're listening on my podcast and you're on iTunes or Amazon Music or on over 30 different radio stations throughout the UK, or you listen to me on LinkedIn Live, perhaps Facebook Live or YouTube Live. How cool is that? You know, that I can do things once, sat here in my office, based on the Isle of Wight, and get my message out to all these different places using technology. And that's in itself a message about today's subject, which is creating quick wins. You know, how much does it cost me to do this? Well, I can tell you. A quick and easy win for me is this. And right now I pay to stream. I think it's something like 20, I can't remember if it's 20 or $25 a month. But I'm doing these every single day, Monday to Friday, apart from the odd day where, you know, I'm tied up, I'm not doing bank holidays and stuff like that. But other than that, you know, I'm doing probably, I don't know, at least 20-ish of these every single day, so not every day, every single month. And obviously they're around for forever. So I'm just growing my marketing collateral, the amount of stuff that I've got out there that's generating views and inquiries for me on pretty much an ongoing basis. So anyway, enough about me and what I do. Let's talk about the agenda for today, which is how to create quick wins, specifically related to sales and marketing. So some of the ideas I'm going to share with you, and I've got 7 key ideas that I want to share. Some of them you'll go, well, I know that, Steve. And I know that you know it, but what I don't know is whether you're doing it. A lot of people have things, in my experience, that they know, but they don't do. They're what I call common knowledge, but not common practice. So, you know, I'm hoping really that you're going to take some ideas away, perhaps ideas that you already knew about, and you're going to implement, because that's what makes a difference. The biggest reason, in my experience, which dates back 28 plus years, working with thousands of businesses in hundreds of different industries. And he asked me, what is the number one thing reason why marketing doesn't work? And I'd say it comes down to this. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. People all the time don't do anything or do very little. Let me rephrase that. It either doesn't happen or it doesn't happen often enough, yeah, or consistently enough. Yeah. So people are on LinkedIn and post on there once a fortnight. You know, you might as well not bother being on LinkedIn, quite frankly. That's like, you know, being a member of the gym and going down there doing 10 curls once every 6 weeks. You know, it ain't really going to get you fit. And, you know, doing that on LinkedIn ain't really going to win you any business, probably. So, you know, really what I'm talking about here is you know, some simple ideas, some a little bit more, you know, you might go, oh, wow, what a great idea. I hope you do. But I want to reiterate the importance of this idea. Now, just before I do, let me just bear with me a second. I want to show you something. Let me just pull up. Right. OK, I'm on the right page. So I just want to share my screen. I'm only doing it for a minute. But here we go. That's what I want to share. Yep, that's it. Okay, I'll not bother put it in presentation mode. You can see it's part of a wider presentation. But this particular slide I thought was really relevant to you. Now, if you look at the sections down the right-hand side, we've got section 1 is what I call crowd development, marketing to strangers. Section 2 is capturing and visitors. 3 is convert, how you convert in leads. 4 is getting that easy first sale. And 5 is basically keeping the customer, creating raving fans, getting them to buy from you again and again and again. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see so incredibly often is that people go straight to here, convert. Yeah, I get it even on LinkedIn. Hi, do you want to buy this, Steve? No, I don't. Who are you? I don't even know you. You're trying to sell to strangers. There's no relationship there. And we all know that's one of the hardest things to do. It is much easier to sell to someone who you've already sold to, who you sell to on an ongoing basis anyway, or perhaps even somebody who's inquired and doesn't, have never bought, or even somebody who, you're just connected to on LinkedIn, or they're on your email list and they at least know you. Selling to strangers is the hardest thing. So whilst I'm going to give you these 7 steps in a moment, I want you to think about this section here, which is basically looking at what are you doing right now to grow your crowd? Let me ask you that question. You might want to write that down. What do I do in my marketing to grow my crowd? That's the number of people you're connected to on LinkedIn, or that you're advertising to, or perhaps they're on your email list, and so on and so forth. Then what are you doing to capture their interest? So in other words, they're responding. Perhaps you send out an email and they come back to you with, thanks for sharing, or that was interesting, or something. There's some form of communication coming back from them. That's the sort of second level of marketing. The third level then is when you get them to do something, you convert. Perhaps you get a lead. They've booked a meeting with you. They've attended your LinkedIn live webinar. That's where most of you guys who are on here today will be. We've got some customers on here, and clients and so on. But a lot of people will be at this level, where they've done something. They're not a hot lead yet necessarily. They may or may not be interested in my service, but they're at a level where they've taken some action, they've taken some of their time, and they've got to that level. The next one is to think about, what could you sell that could be an easy sale? It's a really great question to ask. I know of a guy called Ted McGrath. He's a guy a little bit like me. He provides marketing advice and business growth advice. And what he does is he sells training programs online. Basically, he's an American guy for like $9 or $10, occasionally $15. And he'll tell you, that it's normally $299, but now if you want it, you can get it for, $10. And apparently he sells about 25,000 of those per month. Now, if you add that up at $10 each, that's not really enough to live on, but it's not a bad start, is it? Now, not only that, but then 10% of the 25,000, in other words, 2,500. Is that right? No, it's not. It's not right, is it? I've got my sums wrong. I think it's 750. Anyway, it's a lot of people buy his $2,000. I think it's called Message to Millions program. So, there's some value in creating that first easy sale for you, and something to think about there. And then we've got the continuity program. So for me, for example, I got a load of strangers that I'm marketing to. I get, some visitors like you guys who are on this. Maybe turn them into a lead and get a meeting. There's an offer of a meeting here today. I then hopefully get a first sale. So first sale might be to join my Results Mastery University, which you can get either for free or for £25 a month. You get access to all my online training. And then hopefully I turn you into someone who books my Results Mastery program, and I work with you over a 12-month period. So that's the idea behind what you should be thinking about in your business. So I'll just come back to here, and hopefully you can see me there. So I mentioned 7 tips. I've got 7 quick fire things. If you've not got a pen, you might want to write them down. Okay, gonna fire away. Number 1, leads you did not convert. That's a quick win. We've all got them. We've all got, leads that we've not quite followed up as well as we should, or as often, or even leads that, you picked up in May and you chased for a little while, but for whatever reason, the timing wasn't right. They didn't have the budget. They didn't have this. They didn't have that. Keep going. I got one sale recently. Right. And this woman came along to a networking event in Swindon that I did 15 years ago. And now she wants my help. And she said, I've been getting your emails 2 or 3 a week for 15 years, and that's important, because if I'd have just let her go, she'd have disappeared, so nurture, nurture, nurture. They will be probably the 3 most important tips that I'm going to give you today. So leads you didn't convert. Clients that you can target. I'm talking about people who are current customers of yours, and again, another good example. I had a guy come on to my LinkedIn workshop. It's just before COVID now, I remember it. And he came, and at the end of it, he came up to me and said, it was a great day, Steve, really enjoyed it, fantastic, blah, blah, blah. I said, great, and I thought, right, okay, I'll stick him in my CRM system and follow him up. Followed him up 3 weeks later. How's it going? Oh, great, Steve. Yeah, I'm really implementing, and we're just about to get a new website. So we'll be driving traffic there. And I went, oh, right. Who's doing your new website? He said, oh, this company I found on the internet. I said, oh, did you know we did websites? No, he said. Whose fault is that? It is not your customer's job to know and fully understand everything that you do. It is your job to make sure that they do. Okay? Because people will pigeonhole you. At one point, I used to do a lot of LinkedIn training, and I still do quite a bit, but I used to do a lot of it. And people used to say, Steve, yeah, he's the LinkedIn guy. I didn't actually like that, because I've got a lot more skills than just being the LinkedIn guy. But it's interesting how people pigeonhole you. Next one actually is your LinkedIn contacts. You've got contacts on LinkedIn that you have not really been targeting. One of my Results Mastery members, some of you know him, a guy called Mike Wilkinson, builds his business purely, I say purely, from picking up the phone and talking to LinkedIn contacts. That's all he does. And do you know what? He's a little bit lazy. And I don't mean he's lazy that he's just not that ambitious. He's, let's say, getting on a little bit, like we all are, or some of us are anyway. And he's quite happy with the level of, business he's got. And he'll do a certain amount of effort. And no doubt, if Mike really wanted to go for it, by doing twice as many calls, which would be fairly easy for Mike to do, he'd probably win twice as much business. So he's winning business purely by doing what I'm saying there. So I think, if you're not doing this, there's, I don't know, if you're a coach, consultant, advisor, somewhere like that, I reckon there's somewhere between 50 and 100 grand sitting there, just waiting for you to ask for it by speaking to people on LinkedIn, knowing what to say and saying it consistently. There you go. I've said it. I personally win around about £100,000 every year from LinkedIn, roughly speaking. It seems to be pretty stagnant at that level, although I have put a lot of effort in recently to growing my crowd. I've gone from about 9,000 up to nearly getting towards 10,200 people. So we're working on that. So that's a good thing. Number 4. And number 4, it sort of links a little bit to the one number 2, but it's selling, cross-selling to your current clients and also your past clients. You know, somebody might have, you know, we could have done a website, designed a website for somebody, and now they might be interested in knowing about how to drive traffic to that website. Perhaps they could be on my results mastery program, and so on and so forth. So, you know, that's definitely another opportunity. Another one would be taking your current clients and thinking about, who do they know? They're clients of yours. They like you. There's a level of know, like, and trust. They know, like, and trust you. So if I went to Mike or any of my clients and said, Mike, you've been a client of mine now for must be around about a year. As you know, like all businesses, we win a significant amount of our business from word of mouth. And I was wondering, out of all the people that you know in business, who do you think would be the top 3 businesses that we could help in the same way that we've helped you? Then you just shut up, and Mike's going to be the next person, or another client's going to be the next person to talk. Notice, I didn't say, do you know anybody who'd be interested in our services? I said, who are the top 3 people that you know that we could help in the same way that I've helped you? And that's a whole load different. And you know what? There's another 50 grand in doing that. And I'm not just saying that. This is based on what, you know, I've been doing this for, nearly 30 years, 28 and a half years. And it works. It's the simple stuff that works. It really is. Anyway, next one, number 6, networking and exhibition contacts. You know, I recently went to the Chamber of Commerce exhibition on the Isle of Wight in Ryde. That's where I live now, so I thought I'd go along. And it was great. You know, there was, I don't know, 200 stands. They had like it was at this public school, the Ryde Public School, on their playing field. And they had these big marquees, and it was great. It was really nice. You know, they had scones and cream and all that sort of stuff. Not that I'd obviously been an elite athlete. I'm not sure I'd be, you know, that interested in that. But, you know, for some people they were. He says very tongue-in-cheek. But anyway, so it's all set out great. So I go walking around the stands, and sure enough, you know, every stand wants your business card. And they take your business card, and, you know, half of them are offering you, to be in the draw for a free bottle of something or a free whatever. And we go around, and you know, I probably gave away, I don't know, I'm gonna say I gave away 100 cards, probably something like that. I gave away a load. Question: how many followed me up in round figures? What would you think? What you know? Would you think that all of them would? Which they should, really, shouldn't they? All of them. You know, I might not be quite their target market. So let's say that only half of them should. Only half of them were potential, you know, I could be a potential client for them. Guess how many did in round figures? 0. Not one of them. And that's happened to me countless times. I've been to loads of exhibitions. I've been to even more networking events. And, you know, it just amazes me. We have a great conversation, and unless I contact them afterwards, I never hear from them again. And that, I think, is a great opportunity. And the last one I've got for you is around new products or other people's products. So new products. Why couldn't you develop a new product? I did the other day. Towards the end of August, I thought to myself, I wonder whether I could develop like a 5-day introduction to my results mastery program, which is my 12-month, coaching, advising program. And I thought, yeah, I could. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It was at the beginning of August, so not the best time. But it was the beginning of August. I decided I was going to go with small numbers. I wanted a maximum of 10 people. So I didn't want to have a 50, 100 people and nobody can ask me questions and so on and so forth. I want to keep it, nice low level. And I got 6 people, that was all. But I charged them 250 quid. So I got £1,500 for doing something that I love, working from home on Zoom and doing 10 hours work. Now, again, I'm saying that not to impress you, but to impress upon you. What is your version of that? What could you do that's a little bit different that you could put on, you could market to your current clients, to your prospects, to your past clients, and so on and so forth? What have you got there? By the way, I'm doing it again at the end of September. So if you want to come along to it, it's 250 quid. Give us a shout and you can, I can answer any questions. If you go to my website, you probably find it. I think it's under services, something like that on my website, but go and have a look. I also mentioned there other people's products, right? I see all the time, a lot of the top marketers in the world, the people that I've learned my craft from, are always referring other top marketers. And you think, what? Why would they recommend, why would, an Eben Pagan, for example, who's I hold in very high esteem, market a Frank Kern event, who's arguably a competitor. I might buy something from Eben, I might buy something from Frank, and there's loads of people like me out there who buy things from these guys. And these guys are turning over millions. Well, the truth is that they both work together, helping each other. So when Frank's got a training program coming up, he's going to Eben, could you do me a really big favor and market this program down your list? And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 50% of the money. And Eben goes, yeah, no problem at all, Frank. Very happy to do that, because I'm going to make thousands of pounds promoting your event. And then a little while later, Eben goes to Frank, remember I did that for you? Well, I wonder whether you could do the same for me. Same deal. You get half the money. How's that sound? And Frank goes, yay, that's brilliant. So what's your version of that? Who are your people that you could set that type of arrangement up with? One of the things I do that's really simple, people join my results mastery program. Okay, so they get a weekly mastermind group every it's either Wednesday or Thursday morning. People can join my group. They get one-to-one time with me. They get access to some software that they can put an online marketing plan together. And they also gain access to the paid version of my Results Mastery University. So they get about 4 or 5 different things. I charge them £299. But one of the ways I market it is I say, look, to members, or actually non-members as well, if you find somebody who's interested and they join, I will give you £100 for every month that they're a member. So they sign up for 12 months. So basically, if you recommend somebody to join my Results Mastery 12-month program, that's worth £1,200 to you. And all you have to do is point them in my direction and hope that I can convert them. And if I do, you get that all the time. Yeah, I've got one client of mine pays me £300 a month, and at the moment I pay him £200 a month. Okay, it's really cool. He only needs another one. He'll be a member for free. So there's loads of different, slightly quirky, not mainstream ways of marketing your business, and I hope I've covered at least some of them. Now I've gone on a little bit. I'm on 25 minutes. This is probably the longest LinkedIn Live, or Results Mastery Live, as I like to call it, session I've ever done. So I hope it was of value. I hope you got something from it, but I really hope you'll use it to grow your business. And by the way, don't forget, join my Results Mastery University. It's free. You get loads of good content. You get to know when all my events are. There's networking, meet people, ask people's advice. It's brilliant. Just give it a try and use it. That's the thing. What you don't want to do is join and not do anything, because that's pointless. That's like joining a gym and never going. So we don't want to do that. So that's it. Thanks for attending. And hope to speak to you soon. If you want to book a meeting with me, again, go to my website and feel free to book a meeting. Thanks very much for listening.